data logger. Okay, and software. We have 2-3 different types of software, right, to gather data from RTU, from data logger. Okay. Lastly, we have LACROIX Electronics. LACROIX Electronics is basically factory, right? We have 4-5 factories in Europe. What we do R&D, design, manufacture PCB. For who? Of course, for LACROIX. It's only one very small portion. The bigger part of LACROIX Electronics is we produce PCB for a lot of companies, including Airbus, including Boeing, including the French military. Meaning we do a lot of things for pharmaceutical company, right? For machinery. So we produce high level of PCB, right? For ourselves and for others. You imagine if an aircraft control cluster, right? All the PCB have to be very reliable, and we are part of it. We supply PCB, we design PCB for them to be put in aircraft, to put in also the military, so-called fighter jet, armored tank, or in the pharmaceutical industry. All this sophisticated equipment involve our PCB, right? In France, now you see a lot of places using also what you call dome. You know the camera you have flying all around. For software, LACROIX Electronics, we also manufacture PCB for this kind of company, right? Camera. Just an example.
Camera?
Yes. All things related to high-tech electronics, we are in this kind of business. Now, this also explains why our data logger or RTU, in principle, we provide 3 years warranty. Why? Because we trust our own manufacturing. It's not someone manufacture for us. We design, we manufacture, we control the QC, so we know our product. Okay? Now, I go into firstly data logger, like what Kun Chatai said, he only knows some limited range of product. Now I want to go through the range of data logger. We call that LX. LX is the entire range of our data logger. We want to save time, so whatever thing you want to ask, stop me, we go into the detail, answer your question, and we move on. Here you can see all our RTU, data logger, we specifically design for water and wastewater, right? But does it mean we cannot apply it to other applications? The answer is no, right? Why we say it's for water? Because our software feature, right, are according to what the water works, what the wastewater, and also the network pipeline requirements. We have mimic diagram in our software that are written for the water and wastewater work. So we have water library, everything is in the software. So here you basically see two major range. One, they are all in blue with a series of LS. Okay? LS mainly is for water, clean water so-called. Okay? The other LT is for wastewater.
The blue one,
okay. LT. Okay?
LS is for the
wastewater.
The waste.
Or sewage, wastewater, we use this. Why is that so? Our competitor, they only have everything classified as data logger. So you pick what you want for whatever application. But for us, we want to be more detailed because we have firmware catered for a specific application in water. And for wastewater, then we handle differently because the wastewater operator will need some feature for their application, but it's not useful for the clean water. You get my point? So everything is tailored made according to applications. But again, you say, can I use LT for water? The answer is yes, you can. But certain feature, you don't need it for water, but you still can use it. There are LS42, there are LT42. They are very close. What's the difference? Can you use this for this? The answer is yes. Right? Unless you want to go into very detail. Right now, how to configure all this? We have a software called SoftTools. SoftTools can be downloaded free of charge from the internet. Right? And from there, you can select each different model, and from there you can see the configuration of it. There are some slight differences. Right? Okay,
LS for wastewater and LT for clean.
No, the other way around. Okay, I do not want to read a lot of this text. At the end of it, I will leave behind this set of PowerPoint. So you can use it, whether for the sales or for the technical stuff. You can refer by yourself. Right? Basically, we say the data logger are catered for remote flow meter reading. Well, not just flow meter, or if you have a level sensor, you want to know the level at the reservoir, everything can be remotely monitored. District metering. What is district metering? In the waterworks content, they set up a zone. Like, for example, in Bangkok area here, you have MWA. Outside Bangkok or the surrounding, you have PWA. They have different zone, different sector. So in water application, they will set up different district metering zone. For what purpose? Basically to understand, is there a leak in the network? Right? Is the pressure sufficient to provide for the people during day, during night? So you need to monitor most of the time flow and pressure. So this is very crucial for every water operator. Dynamic pressure management is also, we have a specific logger to cater for pressure management of the network, the pipeline network. Right? So there are some special features that allow you to use it to identify whether there is an insufficient of pressure or over pressure in a particular district. So that is dynamic pressure. Of course, all this are self-monitoring, continuous diagnostic. Self-monitoring, what does it mean? A data logger do not connect to external power. Everything we do using data logger is powered by the internal lithium battery. Even the external sensors utilize the power from the data logger, like rain gauge. You say, I want to know how much rain fall, right? For the authority to do study of the environment, they need to know how much rain coming, right? What do they use? They connect a rain sensor directly with the data logger, and it's powered by the data logger. What does it mean? So you can take the rain sensor plus the logger everywhere he want to go. He just deploy there. There's nothing permanent. No power supply is required. So that makes his life very, very easy. Right? So bear in mind, data logger is with internal lithium battery.
How long the battery?
For so far, we have two types. One is 5 years. The other one is 10 years.
5 years. No need to recharge or replace.
Now, again, how to define 5 years or 10 years? If someone tell you, I want real time, can it last 5 years? Definitely no. Now, Not just SOFEL, all our competitors, normally how we define battery life is if you connect one flow meter, one pressure sensor, set the time limit or time interval for taking a reading, 15 minutes time interval, right? One flow, one pressure. Transmit one time a day to the software, to the central software. This is 5 years.
15 minutes.
Every 15-minute time interval. Transmit only one time a day. Again, if your customer tells, oh, I want to transmit every hour, can or cannot? Can. But can it last 5 years? Of course not. So you must remember this, right? But we define 5 years or 10 years with 15 minutes time interval for 2 sensors. Transmit once a day. And we are the only supplier have 10 years inbuilt battery. Same condition, 15 minutes time interval, transmit once a day, right? So we have 5 years battery and 10 years. Our competitor only have internal battery 5 years. For longer than 5 years, everything is external. They need another power pack mount next to it. But for us, everything is inside there. Okay?
You have, you mean you have 2 models for 5 and 10 years separately?
The model number is the same. We only classify them as standard battery and high capacity battery. Okay? I can run through the catalog. No, I can run through the price list. You can see very clearly. From the price list, you understand how we structure all our device. So it's easy for you to do proposal, or easy for you to know what to select. Okay? Okay, I go into it again. As I say, this unit basically install, there's no maintenance anymore. Why? Because you look at this unit itself. This is IP68. Do you understand IP68? It's basically submersible, watertight. Water should not get into the unit. If you tighten the cover, you see the ring, the rail ring in the center, with a specific tools clamp. You clamp them correctly, you hear the sound click. You know this unit, you throw inside the water, you will not get water getting in. I can show you some picture also for this. As I say, we have LS, we have LT. Communication is using 2G and 3G. Alright, so the PCB inside there is equipped with modem. When you are in the field, right, you can configure whether you want to run on 3G or 2G. When we talk about 2G, it's referring to GPRS. It's the easiest, cheaper way of transmission. So the unit can configure when you install in the field. They will auto search. If there is a 2G GPRS, they will go for this method and send data. If there is no 2G, like in Singapore, 2G already stopped. So you can only go on 3G, GSM 3G and do the transmission. But as I say, for 2G, GPRS is good because it needs only very little power for transmission compared to 3G. This is the difference. So I'm sure there is customer will come to you later. Oh, now I want 4G, I want 5G.
Yeah, I got a question.
Because they think mobile phone, they are related to mobile phone. They might tell you 4G, LTE. This shows that they don't know what is going on. Why 4G? Why now people talking about 5G? This is for you to do online streaming, download a movie. You need 4G, 5G. For us, we are sending data and our data pack is very, very small. We're talking about sending a data maybe with just 2 meg of data. So why you need to put a 4G, 5G modem? It doesn't make sense. You will only increase the cost of doing this. And all the network repeater don't support, right? This kind of device using 4G, 5G. Right? So forget about when customer tell you say no need, because we are not downloading movie, we are not watching movie. We only want to send data and receive remote new configuration. How to start up this? You do use Bluetooth with soft tools, right? Bluetooth, you do communication, you do setting, you install in the field. After 1 month, 6 months operation, your customer tell you, I want to change some configuration. Do you need to go to site?
No.
Yeah, no need. You can remotely send new configuration, and you will, when the data logger wake up, right? Send the data, they will search for new setting. If there is a new setting, automatically configure. So once you install at the field, right, configure it the first time, you don't need to go to the site anymore for changing parameter. Okay. Again, this unit will want to receive data. It's not, but he's not watching movie. Yeah? So why do you need this 4G, 5G? No need. 2G, 3G, good enough. Okay, all this data of course sent to centralization. What does it mean? In software, we have 3 ways to gather data. Right? One is through a web LS. When we say web LS, it's basically our cloud solutions.
Web LS.
Yes. WED-LS is a cloud solution. WED, website, the web LS. No. Later we will show you all the detail. The other one, PC Win 2, is our mini SCADA. We can call that a centralization software or a mini SCADA because they only handle small things, not like your SCADA. A lot of things you can do, a lot of configuration you can handle, but for us it's the mini version. Lastly, we can send data to OPC. Are you all aware of OPC? Okay, so we have OPC server. For you, for your Rockwell system, you will have OPC client. So meaning, we handshake. We integrate, you take my data on the server, you integrate into your system, meaning you don't use any more our own software. Through OPC is a common protocol, right, by the OPC Foundation. So whatever we put into this OPC Foundation server, you can just pick it up and then integrate into your system. Okay? What can we connect? What can we interface? Right? What kind of instrument? Basically, when we talk about in the district metering and remote reading area, mostly we connect to flow meters. All kind of brand of flow meter. Electronic flow meters or mechanical flow meter, as long as there is a pulse output. Meaning, when the flow meter, their water pass through, they will create a pulse represent, let's say 1 liter, or 10 liter, 100 liter, or 1 pulse, 1 cubic meter. Right? So we base on pulse. 1 count, 1 unit. Right? So we have a data logger, of course, depending on the input, we call this digital input. In short, right, DI. So for flow meter, for data logger, we take flow meter signal by pulse, by count. We have another data logger is used to do dynamic pressure management, right? But basically this is to control PRV, pressure regulating valve. Okay, this one at the moment, I don't think you need to concentrate too much. Okay, the other one, you can connect to all kind of level sensors to measure level in the reservoir, in the drainage, in the sewage network, everything you want to measure using ultrasonic, radar, velocity sensors, as long as they are 4 to 20 milliamp sensors. Loop power. What does it mean? Our data logger wake up, provide power to all these sensors, take a reading, and then the data logger will sleep again. After 15 minutes, you wake up, you give power, take a reading, and sleep again. This is how a data logger works. Why is that so? Save power. This is the only purpose, okay? Same thing, you want a rain gauge, connect, 15 minutes, you wake up, provide power, take reading, and sleep again. This is how data logger works. Yes?
If the customer say that in the normal day is acceptable for the 15 minutes, we have to correction the data.
Yeah.
If something abnormal case like the flooding or something,
Yes.
you want to faster get the information.
Good
It's
question.
automatic.
Yes. This is exactly for some of the model, the LT model. There is this feature. Cater when you have heavy rain, you have storm coming, especially when you want to measure the level of water. Right? Like what Kun Watana said. During normal time, 15 minutes time interval, transmit once a day is fine because everything is normal. But when it comes to rain, storm, the unit itself we can pre-configure with threshold. 4 threshold setting. Normally we say low, 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 high, high, high. So you can configure. When you detected high level, automatically it will switch the logging interval from 15 minutes maybe down to 1 minute. So it collect more data, and also you can configure it transmit every 30 minutes, every 1 hour at your choice. Right?
This feature only available at LT.
LT.
Yes,
Only on LT. Okay? Why we do that is also when situation happen, then you log frequently, transmit more frequent. But when the threshold gone, no more high alarm, no more alarm, you will automatically switch back to 15 minutes and transmit once a day. This is a good question.
Because I got the inquiry and
Yeah.
we transmit every 15 minutes.
Transmit every 15 minutes. I think it's also possible, but stand by more battery. It's okay.
But I think for lane
For what?
gate.
Fine. As I say, you connect to rain gauge. During normal sunshine, why you want to transmit 15 minutes? It doesn't make sense at all.
Someone push it in TOR.
But the one who approve have problem, correct? Because he's not anymore looking at actual technical requirements. It's something else. If he's put the TOR is to protect someone, there's nothing much we can do. But it's our job to tell him, we have a better device. You don't need to do that. Right? We have this feature. Sunshine, why you want to transmit? Transmit what? There's no rain. The rain is always 0.
Good weather.
Yeah, it's good weather. It's only when more rain coming, it trigger the threshold, then you will measure every what? 5 minutes? 3 minutes? Doesn't matter. And transmit more. It's okay. But I know this is the so-called game in Thailand, TOR. Someone trying to lock spec. Same like us, we also want to lock spec. Nothing wrong. But we want to be able to highlight all these features, right, for the department. to utilize the right equipment, right? And again, do a good job, do a reliable job. Just to share with you, my experience in Thailand today, a lot of end users talk about real time. You want all this data to be sent frequently. What will happen? It just load up their server, take up more memory. But what is the purpose? Are they utilizing this data? Most of the time it's not. It's good to have, but actually not that much.
Okay, sorry, could I back to analysis? Okay, when the storm is coming, normally we record every 15 minutes.
Okay.
And send once a day.
Yeah.
Okay, when the storm is coming and the sensor reaches a high level,
Okay.
if you change from 15 minutes record to 1 minute.
Yeah, you can configure. You can reduce to 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay, that is the one point. The other is how frequent of the transmission.
The transmission you can also set, right? When this situation happen, right? You can put there transmission every half an hour. You will automatically repeat every half an hour. You give you sending until threshold drop off, back to normal.
So when you setting threshold, I also can setting about transmission, right?
Yes,
okay.
Transmission time. You
Same
can select occurring every 30 minutes. Meaning every 30 minutes you will transmit.
Even one question, when the device get the data every, for example, 15 minutes, and transmission 1 day, 1 week, okay.
Yeah.
So, but the data when we transition to the SCADA, it's only the last data.
Yeah, the only last data.
Not
the full pack. Why you want the full pack? Once you send this today, right?
Okay. No timestamp for every 15 what happening. Just only last.
Maybe.
But just only last data.
No. I should say the data logger have a memory, not in terms of capacity.
Okay.
We in terms of data point. The data logger can store 50,000 data.
Okay.
So it's a cyclic, right? So it's first in, first out.
Yes.
Right.
So in the SCADA we can have all of the data that logging every 15 minutes. Right?
Yes. Not just 15 minutes. If you move your cursor, you go into the draft that we have. You move the cursor. It will tell you exactly at that point, down to that second, the flow and the pressure or the rain gauge sensor. Try it out. Even we say we log 15 minutes, right? If you actually spread the draft very wide, you move your cursor. Every second or every few seconds, it depends how you move your mouse, it will show you the data.
No, if you do the interpolate.
Yes, exactly. Try it out. So it's not just saying that yes, we log 15 minutes, but the data we send to the SCADA or the PC window or even to the web, right, is basically pinpoint to every minute or every 30 seconds. You just move your cursor. Okay. You get everything there.
Because I will try to put to the SCADA from Rockwell SCADA. It's only show the last data that data Rockwell get. And I say when 15 minutes I got 10 data. So when they transmit, I only get 10. The last point of the data. I only get the last point of the data at the SCADA.
But
so how can I identify? How can I diagnostic that this the last all of data that's the device pick up every 15 minutes, not just the last data.
I understand. Okay. No, I try to think when you say data sent to your SCADA,
yes,
Rockwell SCADA,
yes,
using what method? OPC?
Yes, OPC.
OPC is a real time
Yeah, OPC is real.
So what does you need to use the
I suggest this. I'm not very technical into it, but your question definitely there will be my colleague able to answer, right? You met Emmanuel before. I have another colleague, Beton. They can always, I can always link them out with you for a Skype session to go through it. Right? Whatever technical question you have in mind, they will be able to support, answer you.
Okay.
Can we go into the next step? To define whatever question you have, maybe you just list down point form so that I can prepare them. There are this query from Sonic, right? We need to have a session, maybe 2 hours per Skype. They'll go through everything with you.
Okay.
Right? You show them, of course, you can show them your screen, right? If they have to interfere, do some setting, right? They normally go into a team viewer, take over your control. They will do everything for you. Of course, important, they have to guide you what is happening so that when you have project, you know what to do. This one I can facilitate. Right now, anyway, I also now have an engineer in Singapore, but he's new. He only with me 1 month, but he has SCADA background, so he actually know integration very well. So I'll give him a few more months, then I'm sure he will be able to support. We don't need to wait till your afternoon, morning in France. So if you connect to Singapore, it's only 1 hour time difference. For sure, we have people already set up to support your business. Right? So we set a date. Well, you can pick a date. We arrange a session. Okay? Now, again, this is what I just said. PC Win 2.
มันเป็นแค่พอยต์ก็ถูกแล้วเพราะว่า OBC มันอ่านพลาดท้าย
OPC มัน
แต่ว่า
มีสตอรี่
มันมีวิธีอื่นไหมที่แบบอย่างที่เขาบอกน้องคิดคือเอาดูจากไหนเขาบอกเราจะดูทุกแวร์รูปได้ไม่รู้เขาพูดถึงซอฟต์แวร์หรือว่าใช่
ซอฟต์แวร์เขา
Here is what I mean. There are 3 ways of transmitting data: PC Win 2, the web, LS, the cloud services, and through OPC. I'm sure you are using. Are you using DA or do you have UA?
DA.
Yeah, I think it's DA now. UA, I think to a lot of you might be new. Okay? UA is something we developed together with OPC Foundation. Right? Because we find that it's important. Data have to be encrypted. Because nowadays, water is very sensitive. It's part of the national security. Right? You heard about a lot of attacks, terrorist attacks in France, in Europe. So now a lot of waterworks are afraid cyber attack on the water network. So it's because of this. So far, together with OPC Foundation, we come up with an agreement that we go 1 level higher with encrypted data. So in the future, I think we can also work together with our technical colleagues to support you to go into using OPC UA. This is also an additional selling feature for your SCADA to your customer. We can always go into this, right, in the later part if you want to. Okay?
But now it is ready.
It's ready. Of course, for integration using DA, we have tested or certified, no problem with many, with iFix, Wonderware, Siemens WinCC. Of course, I think it's also important that we do a validation with your system. Using DA to start with, and later on move to UA. Again, from the system.
ใช้ UA
ใช้ยูนิ
Factory Talk เลย9 หรือ 10 ใช้ UA.
Of course, using all this method, right, especially on PC Win 2, there is SQL for you to do integration to any other third-party software or any other enterprise software for management purposes. Okay. Here look at some installations. We talk about robust, durable design, sustained for a demanding environment. So all these are design. It's not only want to put above the ground with a cubicle. No, we design this is to put under the ground. Right? A lot of other manufacturers do not welcome put under the ground because they know there might be water get into the unit. We heard a lot. We are the only one that have a very solid enclosure to prevent water getting into it. Another one is they don't welcome put under the ground because they wasn't sure about how good is that antenna. For us, we have a patented antenna. We have actually tested with 4 other major competitors underground. Only our logger are able to send. When you put underground, cover with the metal. Open up, have a look. Yeah, just open up, have a look.
Have you ever tried to submerge as
เนี่ยแหลมๆเลยเนี่ยที่หน้า
as with
แล้วมันต้องสั่งไปเท่าไหร่
No, we have never
10
tried.
meters something like that.
Uh,
Or submerge until it's leak inside it.
we did not do that. First of all, we don't have that environment. Unless you tie this unit, drop it into the seaside. We did not do that actually. But we sent to the laboratory, a third-party laboratory. We only test with 1 meter of water for 100 days. But in actual fact, we know. Because you see, even we go to the laboratory, you ask him to test 6 months, 1 year, he will not want to test. Or he will charge you a very high price for doing that. When you can withstand 100 days, meaning you can also withstand no time limit. If you don't have any condition change. Agree with this? So it's the same actually. Again, 1 meter, 3 meter,
Because
no
I
difference.
remember last truck in Bangkok is allowed 50 days. Is allowed 2 meter if it's installed in the home.
No, I take the challenge. I take the challenge. If you have this kind of situation, put this in there. I'm confident there is no problem. But no. If you can find a way to simulate this 2 meter, 3 meter for half a year, do that.
Because in my near village, last time is 3 meter, in the summer for more than 1 month.
I see. I do not know how we can test this, but I'm confident if you know somewhere behind your house there is a river with 3 meter. Just throw this inside there.
It's floating? I think it floats.
Then you tie a stone. You tie some weight and make sure you go inside.
So Eric, do you have installation requirement as document for? So when customer, I think if we launch this product to the customer, I think the first thing we will ask is how to install and what requirement, what is the requirement for installation? For example, what can we put this device maximum for made something like that.
Now, I should say one thing. Later we can look at some installation now. If you look at this,
Yes.
right? Of course, it's better to put in that way, but anyway, you can see we have a sensor taking the level. And normally, if you have a chamber, right? We normally want to put, of course, the data logger at the highest. When you open the cover, we normally just mount slightly under the cover.
Normally, slightly.
Yeah. There's no point going inside that.
Okay.
But you imagine, if you have this with 2-3 meter of water above, I cannot guarantee the GSM signal can transmit.
But
I can only guarantee this thing will survive.
Okay.
But I cannot guarantee the data can be sent. I was told by my colleagues, they have application. If the water is like 6 inches,
6 inch.
it still can transmit.
6 inch below the ground, right?
No, 6 inch even flooded.
Oh, you mean
Yeah. But of course, you say you have 3 meters of water, this one underneath, I don't think you can transmit the data out.
but you have just like a standard for us to.
But of course, you ask me.
So integrate. What is the ground, right? How many depth?
This is the cover. You can see this typical installation.
Yes.
You open up the cover. We normally have this just slightly under the cover. This is a recommended so-called installation. Why? If the water comes until here, or even come until here, the unit will not damage. Again, you still can transmit. But we also have situation, this whole thing cover. Let me switch to another picture to show you, you will understand what I say.
แต่ว่าไม่เยอะใช่ไหม
50,000 พอยต์ฝาทอง
แล้วก็คือมันก็จะรีตัวมันเอง
ไม่เวลามันส่งก็ลบทิ้ง
ไม่ลบเขาบอกว่าทับไปเรื่อยๆแล้วผมเข้าใจว่าอย่างนั้นเหมือนกันเขาบอกไม่งั้นก็คือจะส่งอันที่ยังไม่ส่ง
อ๋อคือทำไปเรื่อย
ใช่
อาทิวมันลบเลยนะครับผมคุยกับไอ้ใบตอง
ผมไม่คุย
ไอ้
เลย
นี่
ผมถามเขาบอกว่าใครไปบอกคุณ
อ่ะมันเป็นยังไงกันแน่
If you look at this, this is a real project. This is in Cambodia. How the data logger is installed? You open out the cover, you don't see anything.
Yes.
Basically, all the groundwater get into the chamber. But when you pump the water out, you start to see the flow meter transmitter.
Okay.
Start to see our data logger. But again, if you have all this water cover everything, whether it can transmit or not, I cannot guarantee. But I can guarantee that this unit is still survive.
Okay.
Under this kind of condition. Also, always install at the highest point when you open out the main.
Okay. Always install at the highest point.
Correct. Of course, with this kind of installation, it's easy. They have a cubicle at the roadside. So this one, no issue. Again, this one is also in a chamber in Indonesia. They normally put in this kind of condition.
ทำไมเป็นสีนั้น
Again, you see the flow meter is also flooded.
This is the old version. It's a gray.
Gray is the older version. It's the 2G version. What you have now is all the 3G one. More is above ground, no issue. It's only those underneath.
The issue is that I think customer will talking about temperature.
Temperature, this thing can withstand until 60 degrees. Again, 60 operating temperature.
เซลเซียส
Celsius.
60.
Yeah. This unit itself have temperature sensor. So when we send data from PC Win2, you can monitor also the temperature of the data logger. Okay, and also you can monitor remotely how much battery left in terms of days. Also, everything when you send data from PC Win2, you have all the diagnostic. Even how strong is the GSM signal at the location, they will also tell you. How reliable is the transmission? It also tell you 100% transmission or only 50%, meaning sometimes I can send, sometimes I cannot send. So everything is in the software you can monitor. But not to forget, as I say, from our software you can also change configuration and download remotely to the data logger. So basically, once installed, you don't have to go to site anymore until you need to change the battery.
Okay, but only available at PC Win2, right?
Correct.
Because in SOC 2 it's only first time setting by Bluetooth, something like that. But if you want to transmit data from station to the field, you need to have PC Win2 SCADA, right?
Okay, now I go into different sets to talk about data transmission.
โอเค
ใช้ซอฟต์ทูลเดิมซอฟต์ทูล
กดยังไงครับ
เดี๋ยวมีบอกเนี่ยผมดูเห็นว่า
อ๋อ
แล้วไอ้สกัดเซตติ้งได้เลยมันมีอะไรให้เซตได้เลย
ก็ได้อันนี้เป็น
มันแค่สกัดมันแค่
รันไทม์
ตอนที่อ๋อเราแค่รีคอนฟิกขึ้นมา
แต่ว่าที่คุณพูดอะคือใช้ซอฟต์ทูลเดิมแต่ว่ามันจะมียูนิต APC com เป็นตัวแบ็กกลับไปเดี๋ยวเราโชว์ดูเพราะว่าผมเพื่อนผมก็ทำ
นี่มันเป็นสไลด์ใหม่เลยนะผมไม่เคยเห็นเลย
ก็ถูกต้องครับเดี๋ยวผมไปฟ้องเหมือนกัน
พี่ชาติจัดของไว้หมดเลยสวยดี
เวลามีดีไซน์ว่า
ที่เขาบอกอันเดอร์กราวด์เขาบอกอันเดอร์กราวด์นี่ไม่ใช่ฝั่งดินใช่ไหม
ฝังดินได้ฝังดินได้
แล้วทำไมต้องไปฝั่งดินด้วย
การขโมย
มันจะวัดอะไรตรงนั้นนะ
ไม่จริงๆการขโมยเดี๋ยวมันจะมีรูปนึงไง
ไม่ผมกำลังนึกว่าเขาแล้วเขาไปฝั่งดินเนี่ยคือเขาวัดอะไร
วัดอะไรก็เหมือนกับปิดฝาท่อไปเลยไงในความหมายแบบท่ออยู่ใต้ดินนะแล้วคนก็ฝังเข้าไปเลย
แล้วไม่ไปไว้ในท่อ
ก็บางที
Okay, earlier we talked about we have three for data logger.
ไม่ใช่นะไม่ใช่
Three ways of transmitting the data to the cloud, to PC2 or to OPC. Okay, I'll go into detail one by one.
PC ยิงปืนที่เป็นซอฟต์แวร์เขา
สกัดได้
เป็นซอฟต์แวร์ของLACROIXใช่ไหม
This presentation is very nice
มันไม่ใช่
Which one?
you did it
เป็นยิงเหมือนกัน
นั่นมัน
I work with my colleagues to. Before that, before I joined, don't have this.
อ๋อโอเค
After I joined, I say I must have this.
Okay.
Sorry? You will get all these things.
This version is very best compared with last time
I know. I've been pushing my funds for it. I say, how can you sell product? We don't want to sell product. We want to sell solutions. Because the material I have in the past is you cannot tell the concept.
yes yeah
What's the point? We need to sell solution. How data are transmitted. Customer don't care about product.
yes
They want to know how you can get the data from here.
correct
So this thing developed. Let me share this with you.
okay
Using the web, obviously, here in the field, when you put in a SIM card, the SIM card, they are all dynamic IP only. Correct? Now, you heard of a lot of people now talk about IoT. What is IoT? Internet of Things. If you want, you also can call this an IoT device.
yes
Because we send data using internet, basically. Right? Now, here it comes. From here, SIM card send data. Right? You can come into using internet to the web server. This web LS is a solution provided by, we have a contract with a data center.
yes
These are not armed in software factory or office, no. These are handled by professional data center. It's a service provider we engage with contract. They guarantee the data security. The data transmission is 99.95% at all time, no failure. Meaning in the data center, they have redundancy. Right? There's no such thing that you cannot get your data. Of course, in some small little situations, right, it might happen. So they say 99.95% of the time you get all the data. Of course, there is a fee your customer have to pay.
okay
Right? Every year, depending on how many logger your customer have. You have a lot of logger, meaning each unit, the price is lower. But you have only 5, 10, of course, the price of every year to content to use this service is higher. Again, if you sign up for this service, the data center will keep the data for 3 years.
okay
All the record they have sent to the data center is 3 years, they keep that. This is part of the agreement. Okay? Now, what can you do using the web LS?
can you explain me again how this service sell. What customer should
Go
you
for
mean
this.
every year
Yeah,
is
a fee. There is a fee now. Why? How to promote this? I can only share with you. It's up to the customer whether you want to go for this. Some customer tell you, I don't want to have my own server. I don't want to handle software because in my company I don't have people with IT knowledge. So I don't give me a PC Win tool with server. You know, I have to know how to maintain them. No, I don't want. I want something simple, and this is really simple because once we create an account from me, your customer everywhere, he can use his smartphone, laptop, tablets, PC, whether he go overseas, he cannot sleep during the night, he want to know his network, he can just log in. Whenever you have internet browser, we have an account already created for him. He just sign in, everywhere he go, he can have all the data. Not just, okay, for mobile phone, smartphone, you can data viewing, you can do alarm viewing and acknowledgement, right, when there are situations happen. Okay. Now, on using PC or laptop, you can even have a map navigation to show each of your data logger where are they deployed. Okay. So there is a map indicate every point where is your logger. You can do data viewing, curve viewing. You can do data calculation, right? Of course, when there is an alarm, you can also send email to you to inform there is a event happen. Of course, you can download data logger configuration remotely from here. You upload back the data.
This is the way.
Yeah. Oh. So, using this method, basically, there are a HTML5 module provided by the service provider. So you can do management in this way. You can, of course, from here, generate reports. You can print Excel sheet, you can generate report of all the consumption. You are freely to select, okay, I want a report for only yesterday, for 1 week, for 1 month, because you can just click, there's a drop down window, you can set the duration or period you want to download the data. So everything is done just using an internet, nothing else. Any question? So remember, this is something the customer no need to invest anything, but they have to pay for every year for the logger usage. The more logger they have, the lower the price it will be. Okay?
No matter how many points that the data logger logging.
Yeah.
Sales by
But unit count only.
We count on unit only. Per unit. Let's say we have a price 1 to 10 units per year. What is the price? Right? So we have also 1 to 50. There's a lower price. When you have 1 to 200 or 500, the price per unit is even lower. Oh.
Do you have the online demo for this?
I don't have this now, but again, we can arrange a session.
It will be very good if you have the online
demo.
Last time in Embryo, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We was try this solution. They give this name password of reference.
Yeah, I think
yes,
you have for connect to file logger.
Yes, and
6 months.
Yes, and I already test and okay, it's work well.
Okay.
No,
I'm not too sure whether your
เป็นเว็บเลยครับแล้วก็แมปได้ว่าแบบว่า data logger อยู่ที่ไหนแล้วก็พอคลิกไปที่ data logger นั้นก็จะเห็น data เป็นแท็ก data point เหมือนกับที่มันแมปมาครับแล้วก็จะดูได้ว่าเป็นยังไงแต่ยังไม่เคยโหลดกลับเข้าไปแต่เรียกข้อมูลมาขึ้นอยู่ขึ้นไปใน
เวลาดูข้อมูลเป็นไงเป็น time stamp table หรือว่าเป็นข้อมูล
I'm not sure whether your account still valid. Now, never mind. We provide free of charge 6 months to connect with file logger. if his account expire, you can sign up for it. Then you have, right? So anyone you can do that. Okay. This is to encourage you to play with it, to learn by yourself. Of course, I can arrange a session again, right, with Emina, and we can go through it one more time.
คือเราสมัครได้เหรอ
ครับแต่ว่าตอนนั้นเขาส่งไอ้นี่มาให้ผม
อันนี้เป็นยูเซอร์เขา
ใช่ครับเขาส่งมา
มันมี
อ๋อนี่เขาบอกว่า
มันมี trial
อ๋อนี่เขาบอกว่า
6 month trial
มาคือ the form online video that will open for next month next coming 6 months at the end of the period สมัครเราจะได้ 6 months
6 month
Still active?
I not think so
Never mind. I mean, you
because last time you come is April.
Correct. Never mind. You can sign up
Okay.
one. You want, you can also sign up one. No problem. Because you are our partner, we
We
can
say at the
facilitate.
end of the trial period, you will have two possibility. One transfer with LS version in official account. So I need to buy, right? Okay. So and two closing the account.
Yeah. Or another one, sign up again. It's fine. I think we are flexible. As long as you want to use it, you want to use to promote for your customer, we can provide. Not big issue, huh?
But I think this product is touching people more than RTU. This data logger from your type of in Thailand you know you have many kind of RTU.
I know.
But something like this is too many, too little for this market.
But since we are on this topic, what I found in Thailand, not many people know about this. Even they know, in their perception, they always want data to be real time. This is the obstacle in promoting this. Even this is a product proven everywhere in the world that the waterworks love to use this. But in Thailand, the mindset of the officer in the waterworks, whether PWA, MWA, RID, real time.
The question is, it is a real time or not, right?
Yeah. So again, I think it's our duty to convince them that you don't need real time. I can sense that now people are listening. Not like many years ago, when I talk to all these officers, they basically shut, they don't want to hear. They only say, I want this, I want real time, I want real time. But now, when I show them this, show them some case study, they start to think. Like RID also think this is a good way to connect with rain gauge. You can bring it everywhere. Why do you want to be tied up to have power supply to connect it, to have real time? So I also need your help. Talk to the customer and promote this good device. First of all, they are good. Secondly, you have less competition. You talk about RTU, I know in Thailand there is also local make RTU. Without a box, they just mount in the panel, they call this an RTU. Of course, how you can rely on this kind of product in the outdoor environment and make sure it work and continue to work. But people don't care. When a bidding comes, cheap, the one lower price get the job. So I think it's our job. Still, we need to promote to the end user. We talk technically why this is good for their job, step by step. Right? You need me to be here, to be with you, to present to some customer. We can have a few customers in a week. I come by, we can do all this together. Promotion roadshow, I'm willing to support. Okay, let me move on to another solution. Now we talk about PC Win 2, our own mini SCADA or centralization software. Okay. Same thing for this is dynamic IP. Okay? Now, here you need to remember one thing. PC Win2 need to be installed, and you need a gateway whereby you need an ADSL router as a gateway, just like your home internet, you also need a gateway. Now, over here, we need a static IP, right? Your office here, I'm sure you have a static IP.
Yes.
You're also aware the price of a static IP compared to dynamic, there are many times different. In Thailand, I don't know. I made a comparison in Singapore. They are almost 8 times price difference.
8 times compared with
Dynamic to
static
IP. It's about 8 times the price.
เดือนละ
โอ้โห8 เท่าเลยเหรอ
20 time in Thailand
20
20 time
20 times.
I'm not sure but
So,
I heard that
possible. Possible
ป
now.
กติเนี่ย20 เมกมัน1,000เงี้ย
ครับ
ต้องที่เราจ่าย 20,000
แต่20 เมก
static IP ประมาณ2 เดือนละ 20,000 บางเคยทำด้วยกันตักๆเนี่ยครับ
I saw you have a PC from here. Where is your SG1000?
I'm a Gerald. We already setting the demo.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, for this concept of solution.
Okay.
But right now, this main computer have hacked by some hacker, and everything in that PC is gone.
Make a high file.
Really? Someone hacked
Yes.
into your system?
Yes, and everything is gone. We need to reset everything
Okay.
new. So right now it's
Dead.
not there.
So, this explains how important is cybersecurity, right?
Yeah, it's confirm your proof. Confirm your.
Yeah, I mean, now, of course, we know this is expensive. What is software solution? Software solution, we provide a device called SG1000 is to change from dynamic to static IP. Now, SG1000 is a box, right? You can see just like PCCom is a box. But now, 2 months, 3 months ago, we launched a new one called SG4000.
Oh, what
But
can it
This,
do?
this is a software version. There's no hardware anymore.
Software?
Yeah.
Good.
Right? So this is definitely we welcome. Why? You know, in Thailand, when you import something, you have to go for what? The NBTC certifications. So the more hardware you import, they will stop you. So now we come up with this software version. It works exactly the same. It's called SG4000.
Yes.
The price is the same as the hardware version.
It can do both feature
Yes, exactly what the SG1000 can do.
and also PCCom or not?
No, PCCom will still need that, unfortunate.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure we are working on in the future combine also with the PCCom. But anyway, if the customer do not want to pay the high price to subscribe static IP, right? Propose SG4000 or SG1000. In this, I have to roughly say maybe a year or less, the customer will take back the investment because they don't have to pay the telephone company the high price to subscribe the static IP.
คือถ้ามี static ไม่ต้องใช้หรอก
ใช่
ต้องใช้นะครับ
ไอตัว FP1000 ใช่ไหมไม่ต้องใช้
เอ้ย
ไม่ได้
ไม่ได้
คุยยังไง
You said yesterday if we install IP
เพราะว่าที่ทำอยู่เนี่ยก็ต้องใช้
static IP SIM card we
มันไม่ใช่สิน
มัน
ค้า
ไม่ใช่สินค้าพี่
สินค้า
มันไม่ใช่สินค้าพี่ไม่ใช่สินค้า
No, we don't.
the static IP ADSL
At the field, there is no such thing as nobody will use what you call fixed IP. It's just too expensive.
because for Yokogawa they use fixed IP all of them
I don't believe.
already
I actually don't believe.
uh,
Because it just don't make sense. Don't forget, the project they're going to run is in Myanmar,
yes.
right? 48 units of data logger with static IP.
That's why you ask the question about the data packet.
Oh,
How
okay.
we got the data? Because he is reluctant for the PO because that he has an issue with the Myanmar Telecom
Okay.
for 1 month to get the
Ah,
approval
okay, okay.
for the big IP.
But this is going to burn them a big hole in the pocket.
Maybe already in the margin.
Okay, that's fine. But okay, if you can do that. But okay, in actual fact,
The point is we still need the static public IP?
let me think.
Or not?
I don't think so. In this case,
Our
because
issues are not our issue.
it's not our issue because they are using OPC.
Correct.
For Yokogawa integration, of course, they're using their own SCADA to integrate. So it's not our concern. If they want to pay so much price for the SIM card, doesn't make sense actually to me. But okay, fine. So you understand it, right? In your customer don't have so-called static ID, we have to promote or encourage them to use our SG1000 or SG4000. Again, SG1000, SG4000 have form of security as well to prevent hacking in. Okay. Now, what can PCB2 do?
ในเมนูมันบอกว่าต้องใช้เขียนเลยว่าแบบจะต้องมี static IP ในเคสที่ว่าจะต่อกับพวก data locker หรือแบบ RTU ของเขาเองอะไรเงี้ยเขา SCADA เขาเพราะในเคสนี้ใช้เฉพาะ SCADA เขา
ไม่เป็นไร
ไม่เป็นไร
เดี๋ยวไปที่เขาเลย
ครับ
ค่อยไปหา
ได้
แล้วบอกว่ามีอะไรลึกๆถามเอ็มเลยเนี่ยอยู่แถวเพชรบุรีอ่ะ
ยัง
มีฟังไม่ใช่ไหมหรือว่าราช
โอเค
PCB2 do most of the thing what the web LS, the cloud service can do, but they have additional mimic diagram. They have additional SQL requests. So from PCB2 you can use SQL for integration, whether to a third-party SCADA or to a third-party so-called enterprise software. Now that's also possible. Okay.
ไม่กี่ทีดูมันซื้อบ้าง
Using smartphone, you can also do the same. Now,
ซื้อบ้านนี่ใช้ที่
for
เปล่านะถ้ามันตี
Remote
ก็ไปต่อกับสกาด้าไปที่แหวน
configuration,
ดีเลย
you will need
แล้วก็ซื้อ
PCCom, right, to assist you to send new configuration
อันนี้
to the data logger.
ผมถามเพราะว่ามันสอนได้
That's okay?
ไหมโอเคผมว่า
VSL 2นะ
Yeah, with soft tools for sure.
เคยทำไหม
it's
เคยรับอย่างเดียวไม่เคยส่งกลับไป
if someone steal it how can we know that unit where is that unit
For
ยูโอเพน
PCB2
ไมโคร
For PCB2, I don't think we can track. But for web LS, you can. Because on web LS, you have the map. You actually mark, when you install this, you mark the location. But if this thing walk around
but
to somewhere,
could you imagine someone is just walk steal it from that position or okay or the customer staff is just change swap something like that swap the unit so just example
of course, every unit, the serial number are registered in PCB or in the web LS. Right? But if we discover there is a change of serial number in a different location, I believe you will get an alarm. Because the ID that you set, unless you can change the unit, but you have to reconfigure the ID number that belong to that site. You configure this ID number as number 1, but then you move it to ID number 10. It will give you an alarm that you don't recognize anymore. So there is form of tracking. Now it's not simply you bring a unit, you put everywhere. Now when the software will detect there is abnormal serial number change. So they will give you.
change the position example 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 10 and 1 is a swap how
I could not imagine this, but if you do this, even they don't give you alarm, even they do measurement,
is
but your measurement will Would that be correct?
Yeah.
But why the customer want to do that?
No, but sometimes it's mistaken.
Okay.
Install position. I would like to know the inform the SCADA or the LS and know which one is misinstalled.
I understand. I have to find out actually.
Yeah. That's why I would like to know this unit have the send the position GPS something like that themselves.
No, of course the unit itself don't have a GPS. How we actually get the location using WebOS is basically when you install in this location, we basically are utilizing your mobile phone GPS location. We fix the location in using your mobile phone.
The point is that you have to use the WebOS or PC2 or email offices.
No, it's only the WebOS have the location, a location function. For PCWin2, the current version don't have, but I heard we are developing the next one with the map. We will have the similar function like the WebOS.
ไม่งั้นมีแบบต้องปรับไว้แต่มันไม่ได้ดีเทคเรียลไทม์โลเคชั่น
มันไม่เดียวกัน
Should be, yes.
หลอก
Don't forget, I could not imagine. I don't go into the detail, because
กรอกไอเดียในแอปครับ
there are some customers have more than 20,000 of data logger.
เดี๋ยวมันมีที่นี่แต่ว่าตอนนั้นที่ทำผ่านไปถึงแล้วก็มาให้ไปถือก็เซฟไว้
Sure. I think note about this.
ครับ
มันไม่ใช่ไอโฟนไฟล์ใหม่ไอโฟนนะ
ยกไม่ได้ไปอยู่นั้นหลอกหายไปก็แต่ที่มีศูนย์ Data อยู่ก็
ถูก
ไม่ส่งกันก็หาย
ไม่ส่งแสดงว่าหายไม่เห็นยากเลย
ไม่หายก็พัง
ไม่หายมั้ง
ไม่หายก็ผ่าน
ผมก็ขโมยผมจะเอาไปขาย
เพราะว่าไอ้ตอนขโมยเนี่ยเขาจะไม่รู้หรอกว่ามันทำงานไม่ทำงานเพราะไฟมันจะดับแต่มันจะตื่นมาทุกประมาณเที่ยงกันเนี่ยมันจะไฟมันจะว่าขึ้นมาทีอันนั้นแหละประเด็นอยู่ตรงนั้นนะ
ขายไม่ออกเลยนะไม่น่าจะมี
ถ้าจะต้องคิดขนาดนั้นทุกยี่ห้อก็ต้องคิดแบบพี่ผมว่าช่างมัน
ไม่ไปถึงผมก็เลยนึกถึงขโมยที่มันขโมยเขาบอกมันก็ไม่ทำ
มันขโมยจริงเหรอขโมยขายค่ะ
ผมว่านะถ้าขโมยตู้มันเอาตู้เอาเหล็กไปขายเปล่าแต่อันนี้มันพลาสติกมันไม่น่าจะมีเหล็กอะไรเยอะไม่น่าจะขายอะไรได้
ขโมยไปก่อน
ตัว
ไม่
กี่
หร
บา
อ
ท
ก
งง
ไอ้นี่ตัวกี่เราพวกขโมยตัวกี่เราเกิดการได้สวย
ใช่ราคาหมื่นนะ
ก็ไม่แพง
เป็นหมื่น
กี่หมื่นอ่ะ
ประมาณ
ไม่รู้พี่
15,000คอร์สนะคอร์ส15,000
ถูกจังวะ
ใช่โลโก้ลิซึนเพราะมันอยู่ในขายเป็นแสนเลย
เดี๋ยวบอกว่ามันน่าทำตลาด
น่าขายนะ
แต่คือ
เท่าที่ฟังก็
มันชัดเจนดี
Okay, I move on. The last one is using
โอเค
OPC. Okay, everything remains the same. Of course, you still need a static IP, but I'm sure, like you already have a static IP with you, so that's where you can use OPC DA. As I mentioned earlier, we have together with OPC Foundation came up with OPC UN. Basically, is to
ทำมา
have
เปิดพอร์ตบัตร
additional encryption
502
on the data.
มีเรื่องของ encryption แล้วก็มันจะทำ remote server ได้ดีกว่าง่ายกว่ามันจะไม่ต้องคิดอะไรมากมันจะมีเหมือนให้ตัวหนึ่งเป็นตัว generate certificate อีกตัวหนึ่งก็เอาไฟล์นั้นไปใช้อะไรเงี้ย accept แล้วมันจะ trust กัน
ครับวิทย์กับ customer
ถ้า DA มันต้องเสร็จเยอะมากสำหรับถ้าสมมติจะทำ remote server
For data, for Yokogawa, they order DA.
UA มันง่าย
DA is common, as I say.
เป็นบริษัทเดียวกันแต่
UA, we need kind
ไม่
of
ใช่บริษัท
joint task
องค์กรกลาง
to make sure they can talk
มัน
together.
เป็นองค์กรเดียวกัน
But for DA, is common. Yokogawa, Siemens VCC, Wonderware, iFix, all are using DA integration, and we have tested.
ของเราใช้ DA ป่ะครับ
ใช้ทั้งสองอย่าง
แล้วตอนนี้ก็ยัง DA นำอยู่
ใช้ได้ทั้งสองอย่างแต่ส่วนใหญ่ก็ใช้ DA
เอาโมซี่กับ DA
Yeah, mostly are DA. As I say, this is something quite new. We developed this with OPC. Why is that
เพราะว่า
so?
ตัวนี้รุ่นใหม่
Because
ทำไทยสเปน
as I say, in France, we have very big business with all the waterworks. And all these waterworks are outside France. They operate like Veolia Water. In China only, they have 50 water treatment plant is joint venture with the local Chinese government. So soil, stress, environment, all these people, they have a lot of operation outside. So they are demanding for higher security, because as I say, they are so afraid of cyber attack for water network. And that's the reason why we developed this, as per the request by all these big water operators. So just see whether over here we are able to promote. If we can also work together with your Rockwell system to go into the OPC UA, this can be an additional selling feature when you promote your so-called scale-up. Okay? The last page is basically referring to RTU, right? So RTU is actually similar. RTU
ไอ้นี่มันไม่ต้อง
don't
แต่ PU มันต้องด้วย
support WebOS. Oh? RTU don't have WebOS, only data logger have WebOS. RTU only support PCV2 or OPC to integrate with any SCADA. Right? Same thing. This is the picture we show. If you don't have, all these are still dynamic IP. When come to here, we can change dynamic to fixed IP using SG1000 and now SG4000. Okay? And this is basically to create also a two-way communication. Right? We can also change setting using soft tools, right? And download data remotely. Or even when we develop new feature on our firmware, right? Be whether it's data logger or RTU, when we have new feature, new firmware, you can also remote download the new firmware. Okay?
RTU มันเร็วครับ
ไม่ทำครับ
อ๋อ
อันนี้เดียวทำได้
ได้แล้ว
มันมีต่อ
คือเนี่ยมันไม่ต้องใช้ VPN เพราะว่าตัวมันเป็นคนเป็น
Hey,
เป็น
yes.
ตัวมันอะตอนตื่นขึ้นมาปุ๊บ
after
มันต้องเซตไว้ว่าสแตติกที่มันจะต้อง
Sorry?
ส่งไป
ใช่ถูกต้อง
SI
ต้องโยนกับจบ
CPU is
แต่ไอ้เนี่ยไม่ใช่ไอ้เนี่ยสแตติกเป็นคนโผล่ข้อมู
for
ล
the
ฉะนั้นต้องสร้าง
after
ด้วย
is
VPN
SG500
SG500?
S500
อ๋อคือแบบใครผมมา
Oh, okay, okay. Now I have to say, it's the company policy, it's SOFEL company policy. We do not want to promote S500 outside Europe. AS50 cater for the Asia market. S500 have more feature and also higher cost. We don't see the possibility we can compete.
Because I want to know if we like to use RTU without power.
Without power. Oh, okay. When you talk about the without power I can go through the other one. But bear in mind, we don't promote S500 as I say because of we cater for Europe. There are more feature which we don't use it here. So it doesn't make sense for us to promote. And for the other one, yes, we can go through that. Let me find.
This is radio communication
Yeah.
by itself.
Yeah. This unit is built-in lithium battery with 4 years operating time.
Sorry.
Bear in mind, we can connect to 4 to 20 milliamp, but you need external power source to power the sensors.
This is for it's like remote control.
Yes, you can do side-to-side remote control using this. Okay, I try to finish this, then we go into others, alright? So this unit, the function is, for example, in an isolated area like in a reservoir, right? You want data acquisition, right? Like signaling, index of flow meters, right? The measurement of level on pressure at a remote area, right? You can use this. The data transfer, let's say we can from the reservoir, we can transfer all this information to a pumping station, right? Using a free license radio communication, right? When we say free license radio, we are talking about 869 megahertz. I'm not sure in Thailand here, is there a restriction in using this radio frequency?
869.
Yeah, 869 megahertz. But again, using this radio, the 2 point have to be within 10 kilometers line of sight, meaning you should not have any blockage. If you have a building or you have a forest with high tree, right? If your tower is not high enough for the antenna, then you will have problem.
The unit come with antenna.
Yes.
Yaki.
Yeah, I think it's a Yaki antenna. I have not played with this unit, to be honest, so I don't have much info, but of course we can provide more info on this if you want.
This is the only select unit.
It serves like a slave. You look here, it's a slave control from the reservoir, gather information, and then they can communicate with the AS. Sorry? AS is a master. AS will be the one who start the pump, stop the pump, right? Do all the configurations.
What card? What option card we need to have?
Well, the unit itself, as I said, we only have radio, so it's already a radio communication card inside there. Now, looking at this, for the master, it's like S500 AS, right? They are also, of course, they will need radio to radio, right? If this is radio, of course, the master side also have to be in radio.
It's not the AS50.
You can be AS50. You see the picture is AS50.
Yeah.
Right? Of course, it can be also on the S500, as I say. AS50 and AS version. But the S500 and the AS version, they are identical. But only S series we cater for the Europe market. Okay. AS for Asia market.
So we need to buy radio communication card module in size.
Yes.
Okay.
With the
AS50.
Correct. There is a selection. You look at the catalog at the back page. There are communication card include radio. So this is basically having this thing remotely in a reservoir, right? You want to send information. Let's say you measure level. The level is too low. You want to activate the pump. This thing get the information low level at the reservoir, then you activate, run the pump. When the level is high, of course, then you stop the pump. This is not just limit to level. It can be also flow meter. Flow too high, stop the pump. Or the water quality. pH too high, right? They want to do some dosing, right? They can also do that remotely by using this two-way communication.
S500 is the name of the card.
No, it's the series.
Series.
Is series of the AS50.
Yeah, but they actually you look at the unit no different. Only the label, and they also share common module, the card.
Okay. That means this is other model.
Yes, other model, you're right. They have slightly different firmware, but they share the common part like power supply module, right? And also all the GSM card, the Ethernet card, everything basically. It's only firmware, it's different. There are some additional features included that are not inside here, but it's not in use in our area, so we don't need that. Now, I want to clarify one thing. I wasn't very sure. When we say for the 20 million sensor power supply, is referring to you need external power or is power by here? Allow me to clarify this point and come back to you.
Because if the customer is prepare the sensor for us is very risky to calculate in the for the operation.
Of course. So very likely is referring to external power. Otherwise, you will draw too much power on our lithium battery. Yes, you have the point, right? Basically, I think a lot of reservoir, the customer already have analytics instrument installed, but I think they are collecting data manually. Maybe someone will drive there, manually collect the data. So in this case, we can connect all the sensors, right, into this unit and using radio we transmit.
แต่ของประเทศเขาเป็นฟรีไลเซนส์
the case.
แล้วยังไงมันคือไม่ต้องใช้แบตคือใช้แบต
Any other question on this?
You say 4-year operation time, right? But this module it should communicate with AS50 all the time, right?
No, it's also depending on your configuration.
At this one.
Yes,
just like data logger.
Correct. Just like data logger, you have to do
not real time.
But no, but the transmission can be as low as 1 minute.
Okay.
Close to real time.
1 minute, but the operation time will decrease, right?
Correct.
If I send every 1 minute, because this in the example is a measure receiver, right? And if I send every 1 minute to AS50, how many time left that we have from this module? For you.
No, internally I think we have a calculation, depending on how many. No, let me get more information.
Okay,
sorry that I'm not very much into this.
Okay.
But I can ask for more technical description on this product if you are keen. Right, I can provide.
In your reference, I think this model is not famous in this region.
We have some in Malaysia, the Selangor project. Project with 270 units of data logger. They have about 10 units of this. In fact, the project was 4 years ago. Only last week they start to ask for battery replacement. They're asking us to quote 10 pieces of battery.
เป็น PLC ตัวหนึ่ง
No.
จะใช้เรดิโอในเคสที่แบบไม่มีสัญญาณเป็นพื้นที่ที่ไม่
I
มีสัญ
saw
ญาณ
the picture they sent me is different.
แต่เราผมก็ไม่รู้ว่ามันใช้ไอ้ความถี่ได้แบบไอ้ที่อะไรเส้น
มันแลไม่ค่อยน่าใช้
แต่พวกรีโมทใช้กันเยอะนะพี่พวกเรดิโอพวกเขาพวกอะไรเงี้ยปากพวกเขาอะไรเงี้ย
I saw the
ไม่มี
battery.
มันจำเป็นต้องใช้แบบนี้แต่สาวเขาอะจริงจังมากเลยครับพวกสาวเคยตอนดูพวกมอสซ่าดูเรื่องพวกนี้บ่อย
ไม่รู้เบอร์ไหนพี่มีคนโทรมาหาผมเยอะมากเลย
ซอยมอซูเช้า มอซูก็คือมอซู
For you, and it's just in Excel.
Okay, I see.
ครับ I would like to know because your discount is many items.
I see. Soundbox GSM. Soundbox battery power to